Good evening and welcome back to Noodles After Midnight, where we talk about K-dramas, BL, GL, Thai dramas, Taiwanese dramas, Chinese dramas, literally everything under the sun. And today I wanted to do an episode or video about a show that I recently rewatched, because when I watched it, it was a super interesting show and I liked it because it kind of challenged the way I kind of think of stuff. I was like torn in the middle of, is this wrong or is this right? So I just found it interesting when I was rewatching it. So the show that I'm going to be talking about is When It Rains, It Pours, a Japanese BL. So if you haven't watched it, pause and then come back later. If you have watched it, maybe you'd like to hear my 2 cents about it. And if you just wanna know about Japanese BL as well, you're more than welcome to stay. So anyways, let's get into it. When It Rains, It Pours is adapted from the novel Futara Dosha Buri by Ichiho Michi. It is a 7-episode series and it came out on the 10th of January 2025, I think. So When It Rains, It Pours is about Higawara Kazuaki, who lives a life without intimacy with his girlfriend, and then one day mistakenly sends a email to his co-worker Nakarai-se, and what begins as a simple message quickly develops into an open and freeing connection between two people who desire love and intimacy. So in the show, there are 4 main characters. We have Nakarai-se, played by Ito Asahi. Nakarai-se is an administrator. He works in the administrative department. Then we have Higawara Kazuaki, who's played by Muto Jun. And Higawara is a sales agent and works in the sales department. And then we have Mizutani Kaori, who's played by Akita Shiori. And Kaori is a nail technician. She does not work in the same building that Se and Higawara work in. She works at a salon. And then finally we have Fujisawa Kazuaki, who's played by Matsumoto Hiroki. And Fujisawa is a interior designer who works at his own company. So for this one, I kind of did it differently than what I did for my previous review of Smells Like Green Spirit. This one I was going episode by episode, breaking it down. So my notes are kind of all over the place, but I feel like in the end it all makes sense. So I'm just gonna, rapid fire, just go for it. So the character Higawara starts messaging Se, and this is a mistake, obviously. But then the interesting part was that Se actually responded, which Higawara found, interesting. In the emails, they both clarified that their mentor doesn't seem like a bit awkward or something like that. And it seems like Kazuaki kind of wants his girlfriend to feel jealous or wants, I feel like he just wants to be noticed more than he does because his girlfriend doesn't see him in that way. And Higawara and Se started getting closer by asking each other questions over email and, seeking opinions from each other. And then we actually saw that they met in person when Higawara wanted to update his company card. Like I said before, Se works in the administration department while Higawara works in the sales department, so they don't really cross paths until now. Higawara off the jump assumes that Se seems cold, but he's sort of drawn to him. What I like about this encounter is we can already see Higawara's yearning eyes when he looks at Se. So over time, the message starts shifting to their intimate lives or lack of intimate lives between their partners. Higawara explains that Se gives off a clean and refreshing vibe, and then Se is curious about why Higawara is so polite with him. Okay, moving on to Se's boyfriend, Fujisawa. Fujisawa and Se have been best friends since high school. Fujisawa was with Se after his parents died. He wants to be in a relationship with Se, but not the same kind of relationship that Se wants. instead, he offers to live with him and states that he doesn't plan on dating or marrying anyone else. It was kind of like a I only want you type of thing, but I'm not willing to give you what you want, but I want to be with you anyway, which is kind of crazy type of thing. But Se knows that if he stays with him, it means he'll keep getting rejected gently for even small things like holding hands. No matter like how many or what kind of advances Se makes, he always seems to get rejected. This is the other thing that was pulling him towards Higawara, because both of them have this thing of getting rejected gently by their partners. So to me, Fujisawa seems to be like maybe asexual, because it seems as though he's fine or just prefers no physical touch or attachment, or maybe he just doesn't want to be physical with Se. I was questioning that, like, is it just him the way he is, or is it just how he thinks of Se in their relationship? To me, it seems as though Kaori and Fujisawa want the innocent like. So moving on to the other relationship, Kaori and Kazuaki's relationship isn't bad. It just got to a point where differences were clear and sealed with the lack of each other's communications, like what they actually want from the relationship, especially since they have lived together for 2 years. So they've been in this relationship for 2 years now, and we've seen, like, when Higawara was talking about it, it started off at a high. They were constantly like hugging, sexual and things like that, but then over time they kind of created space between them. And one thing I have to say though is, why would you buy 2 single beds and then put them together? Like, who thought of that? Like, why would you do that? Because that's like, I don't know, I find that crazy. But anyways, because of that, the beds kept getting further and further apart. Both Se and Higawara's partners have kind of the same thing, like I've said before, of rejecting them gently. And to me, it seems as though Kaori wants an innocent-like boyfriend, because she states that when he shows his manly side, it kind of turns me off or ruins the mood. And so does Fujisawa. He also wants Se to be somewhat innocent as well, because whenever Se says anything slightly sexual, he automatically says something like, don't say that, or I don't want you to talk like that. And it's both these relationships have downsides, because only one side of both of them is expected to change. By that I'm saying, like, both Fujisawa and Kaori expect Se and Higawara to kind of go to move to where they are instead of meeting them halfway. And Se describes himself as rough around the edges, but says the more time he spends with Fujisawa, the more he becomes like him. And Fujisawa is a rigid type of person. He's very like, I want things this way, I don't want you to do this, I don't want a TV in my house, so we won't have a TV, type of thing. During like episode 3, we find out that Se doesn't like transportation, so he prefers to walk. So due to this, both him and Higawara walk to drop off the umbrellas from the party before. So after they drop off the umbrellas from the party, it starts to rain and they are forced to find shelter. They end up in like this small museum, and in that small museum they are both captivated by a sculpture artwork called Religious Joy. Because of this, they both emailed each other about how the statue made them feel, and that found out who was on the other side by them receiving the email at the same time. From there, their conversations are partly in person and over the emails. Now, one thing I can say is, as much as they are similar to each other in many ways, and as much as they are there for each other, they also clock each other a lot, and are brutally honest with each other, which is something that I found really interesting. Fujisawa literally avoids talking about intimacy like there's no tomorrow, and he is kind of a selfish lover or selfish person in general. We saw this, by the way. Higawara is so caring when Sei broke his nail compared to how Fujisawa reacted. Because of this broken foot, Sei ended up going to Kaori's salon because, you know, she's a nail technician and he broke like a bit of his nail there. And it was really interesting when the first thing he thought of when he saw her was calling her a cruel woman because of what he knows about Higawara and her relationship. As a person who struggles with physical affection myself, I understand like Fujisawa, and I am able to sympathize with him a bit. I'm able to make my boundaries clear while also thinking of the other person and how not to make them feel unwanted or disgusted. And I feel like that's what he is lacking or missing. He is so involved in himself, he actually fails to see how he makes Sei feel. And I feel like if he really does love Sei the way he claims, he would at least be open to either finding a compromise between the two of them, or at least communicating instead of deflecting or avoiding. The gift Sei gave Kaori after fixing his nail, I feel, was an indirect gift to Higawara since they have bonded or spoken about the rain. It's a nice storm glass and it tells you when it's about to rain. Like, it looks really cool. So at this part of the story, Higawara and Kaori go over to Kaori's friend's house and she's pregnant, so I'm assuming it's like a small baby shower type of thing. And Higawara discovers that the pregnant lady, Kaori's friend, who looks gorgeous, by the way, she is beautiful, is pregnant, but her husband cannot conceive, so they're both living in the same type of hell. She also goes on to describe how disgusting it's made to be at the fact that they just want ordinary things in a relationship. Because of her, us as the viewer get to see a third-party perspective on the same type of issue the main characters are facing. Plus, on top of that, it's a woman's perspective, which is a really interesting thing. Just to clarify, I don't think that the current relationships are bad, that it justifies them cheating. I think that they both should have left or broken up with their partners before doing what they did. But I also understand that Sei and Higawara needed to be in these relationships to make the decisions that led them to each other. In episode 5, they both decide to meet in person near the museum while it's raining. So from there, they ended up going to a hotel. But what I really liked was the conversation when they got to the hotel and the vulnerability and tenderness they both had in that moment. Even seeing Sei comparing how Fujisawa touched his injured foot to Higawara touching it. Even the gentle ways they hug, talk, or just touch in general. And that kiss. They're crazy. But there are moments where Sei looks like he is trying to be brave or indifferent, but then folds to Higawara, or Higawara just clocks him fast. The aftermath of them cheating was crazy. It was instant and it was insane. We could clearly see that the yearning and want they still had for each other, even though they agreed to not ruin anything with their current partners. This change even makes Kaori check Higawara's phone, which is something she doesn't usually do, and finds out what he did. Then Fujisawa finds out by picking up the phone when Higawara was trying to tell Sei that they have been found out. To show how inconsiderate Fujisawa can be, he automatically goes to make him quit, then leave the city. Like, he just expects him to leave everything and just go where he wants to go, which is crazy. But generally speaking, I would be so mad at Sid, not because of what he did, but how he is telling him. Like, he's acting as if this betrayal is nothing. And Fujisawa's reaction to this by forcing himself on Se still shows that he doesn't understand him. Okay, so to me, in general, and everybody I asked while watching the show, cheating is cheating, no matter who it was done with. But it is valid to be shocked, surprised, or confused. All these can be true at the same time. My issue is with Kaori's reaction to cheating is how she claims, if you did it with a woman, I would forget, but you did it with a man. That alone isn't the biggest part of the conversation, the confrontation, well, but the fact that she says because you did it with a man, to touch you would be unbearable, and says he was so desperate he grabbed any guy nearby as if she didn't read all those emails. That was so just like under the belt. Like, she didn't even try to think about the feelings or whatever. I mean, at the end she does say, I realize you did it, thank you for not bad mouthing me or anything like that. And I'm like, you can see that sincerity, but then you're just gonna shame him on the whole guy thing. And like I said, the reason why it was confusing in the show was, am I defending this guy for cheating, or am I defending him for being who he is? You know, like a battle, like a tug of war between those two things. Now, communication would have helped both of these relationships. You see how simple it would have been to say, I like someone else, let's break up, before cheating. Like, simple, straight to the point, done. We also know that Fujisawa blames himself for Sei's parents' death, which is why he has the god complex when it comes to Sei. Now, what's crazy to me is that every time he turned Sei down for even wanting to hold his hand was because of the guilt he had. This highlights a heavy point I have been talking about: communication. Because literally, if he just said that in the beginning, we would know everything. But anyways, finally, everyone knows how everyone feels, bad and good. The way that Higawara and Sei think or talk to each other or to themselves is so good, and I don't know why they fully thought they could go back to just being normal co-workers if that's how they think of each other. Well, I was concerned when Higawara deleted Sei's number. Like, I was like, wait, are they gonna end us like on a cliffhanger or anything? But then I love the way they made them meet at the museum, like the way this all started, kind of. But yeah, in the end though, I wish we got more of them, like in a sense of more of them in their relationship. Because what do you mean that we're just gonna have a short conversation in front of the museum door? It was a good conversation, like, it's a long story, you wanna hear about it, I like you, and then that nice kiss and all that. But like, you know, I wish we like maybe half of the finale episode for them to be in a relationship, or you know, if they want to be crazy about it, maybe a season 2 about them living their lives together, you know, the ups and downs, mainly the ups. But that was it for the show. I really do recommend it. If, let's say, you've listened to all this but you want to put a picture to it, or you know, you want to put the show to my words or something like that. And also, my voice is very bad right now because I'm sick. I hope that everything was audible enough. And yeah, please like the video or subscribe. But thank you for listening. Bye.